Holy shit, the dragons look so good, and I'm going to talk about them a lot this episode, so get used to it. I love how you can see the membranes of their wings rustling in the wind the same way that Rhaenyra's hair does. It's so good. This whole sequence is basically a Mexican standoff, but instead of guns on their hips, it's dragons, which is awesome. And holy moly, the sound design. Can we get an Emmy in here, please?
You stand with a dragon of House Targaryen!
I like your boots, Rhaenyra, very trendy. Adam being on a dragon is a bit insane to see, because in Westeros, racism is kind of substantiated.
What?
Yeah, we're going there, we're 1 minute into the video. Targaryens and Valyrians do have better magic blood.
I am better!
It stops them from getting sick, apart from the times when it doesn't, and in some universes it makes them fireproof for whatever reason, but most importantly, it seems to be tied to dragon riding. So, when Adam doesn't tell Rhaenyra that his father is Corlys, he really runs the risk of getting dozens of normal people killed.
My mother was a shipwright. My father is no one of consequence.
If Rhaenyra were to think that anyone could do it, well, we saw what happened to the bastards. Adam does know that Corlys is on Team Rhaenyra though, so he's very happy to shack up with the Blacks. To most, dragons are gods, so to claim one is to claim all of the luxury and power that comes attached to that. A big step up from the shipyard of Hull, where Adam came from, and exactly what he's desired for all of his life. To be worthy of the riches of his blood. The haters on the Black Council aren't happy about this, because when are they ever happy about anything? Seriously, have they been pleased once this season?
The lowborn cannot go around seizing dragons.
This dickhead is named Lord Bartimos Celtigar, and there's some really interesting subtext going on behind his views on the dragons. You see, when people talk about Valyrian houses, it's always the Targaryens and the Velaryons, but the Celtigars are actually Valyrian too. They just don't have dragons. So, to be putting Darklings and Commonborn on Dragonback is especially insulting to Barty. His house is rich like the Targaryens, and they have Valyrian blood like the Targaryens, so maybe Barty thinks that the Celtigars ought to be next in line for divine power, and feels bitter that his house is missing out.
Where's the Queen?
Rhaenyra not even bothering to show up to meetings anymore only adds insult to injury. She's busy having a girl-on-girl with Mysaria, eager to find more highborn riders, but highborn relations are public and well known, there's not going to be any more. Stefan didn't exactly pan out either, but the Commonborn are laced with dozens of Targaryen bastards. Dragon Seeds they're nicknamed, people like Ulf and Hugh, who are mostly the product of generations of horny Targaryen men. I need to make a joke soon, my Alt-Shift-X impression is wearing a little bit thin. I'll make a joke afterwards, I promise. Commonborn bastard dragon riders bring a whole flurry of other problems. The sole shield for the legitimacy of Rhaenyra's sons is the fact that they can ride dragons. If any bastard is proved to be able to do this, then what of Jacaerys' claim for heir? Any one of these new riders could challenge it. There's also the political angle. Rich people don't like poor people, and they especially don't like poor people in positions where they think rich people should be.
A man from such modest beginnings.
A woman on the throne with a legion of dragon-riding, base-born bastards at her side might be a little bit too progressive too soon for the lords and ladies of the realm. Unfortunately for them, Rhaenyra has finally had enough of what other people think.
Let us raise an army of bastards.
Can we watch something else?
It's about to get really good. It's about to get really good. Trust me.
Alicent has gone for another sad bath. She found out Rhaenyra kissed a girl and now she's out in her undies. Keep manifesting, girl. Good will come your way. Kingsguard Sir Rickard Thorne is here too. He's an ancestor to Alistair Thorne from the other show. He's just here to keep guard and find dinner until Alicent is done camping in the garden. And I guess to do her makeup, maybe? It's looking pretty good. Rickard must be pretty deft with his fingers. Don't go getting any fucking ideas, Alicent. It's worth noting that Alicent has ditched her Hightower greens for the blues she used to wear as a child. And yes, this is blue. I will not fucking entertain that this is not a blue dress. This is green. This is green. This is blue.
Why are you blue?
Her identity is unraveling, and as the war progresses, she's lost as to what her purpose is. I'm interested to see where her arc goes in the finale, but I'm going to move on before I get sent into a pleasant nap. The rest of the Greens are a little bit more exciting. Martin Rain and Eddard Waters are sent to the wall for being shit.
Sheathe your swords!
They helped to spur on that riot last episode, which wasn't very protecting the innocent of them. Off to super jail for you two. They got off pretty light compared to Leon Estamont. Rest easy, sweet soldier. I'm still thinking about you.
The magnanimous.
Alicent's also got a nasty cut in this riot, which we see all while treating this episode.
You have a scar.
This cut is in the same place that she cut Rhaenyra after their confrontation on Driftmark in season 1. It's interesting to see how the lack of closure in her relationship with Nyra haunts her throughout this season. Expect to see a lot more sad baths if she doesn't find some direction soon.
Rumor of a sighting of the dragon sea smoke. With the rider.
Larys shuts down Ironrod's information as a ridiculous rumour despite it being completely correct.
Perhaps this is one of those whispers best left to the wind.
I wonder whether he's stopping this information spreading on purpose to undermine Aemond. There's Team Green and there's Team Black obviously, but within Team Green, a Team Aegon seems to be emerging. I like this scene where Larys and Orwyle help Aegon to walk again. You kind of forget that Aegon is a horrible person watching him like this.
She's fucking laughing at me!
Tom Glencarney's performance as Aegon is so good. He's brought so much to this character in such little time.
Your progress is impressive.
I really enjoy seeing what appears to be an honest side to Larys as well. I feel like his earlier scenes are going to be recontextualized by these developments. Thunderdick and Larys also talk about who Seasmoke's rider could be, saying that it can't be Rhaena because Seasmoke rejected her once before. I'm headcanoning that this is because Laenor was still alive at this point and died off screen sometime between then and when he was claimed by Adam. Speaking of Rhaena, she's gone dragon hunting. Yay. The rest of her retinue was headed for the Gay Abandon, the ship that would take them to where Daemon and Laena lived in Pentos, but she slinks off somehow and no one notices the missing Targaryen princess. I guess that the guards watching Rhaena were the same ones guarding the MP4 file for episode 8 because the entire season finale leaked online. Nice work, HBO. Can we get a round of applause? Jane Arryn is serving up some stink eye because this whole vacation hasn't been great for her. Jace promised her a dragon off screen and she ended up with the worst one, also off screen. You'll notice that Joffrey isn't in Rhaena's retinue and this is because he stayed behind with Jane and his dragon Tyraxes. I really do wish we got to spend some more time with Jace in the Vale because this whole plotline feels a little bit underdeveloped. Who knows if Jane's armies are on side or how she feels about her allegiances because she's just not on screen enough to say. Jane is the Wardeness of the East and has had her rule as a female contested 3 separate times by male cousins, and 3 separate times she's prevailed over them. It would have been interesting to see some of her perspective and how that relates to characters like Rhaenyra, given that one of the core tenets of the show is highlighting the struggles of womanhood. There is another episode left, so I shouldn't be too quick to judge, but I feel like they've wasted her character this season, which is a shame.
And here's my review. Not gay enough.
I was about to say at least she got more than one outfit, but I think she's just wearing a cape over that same fucking blue dress she's worn all season. And I really hope these aren't the gates of the moon either, because they should be much more than a double door and a cliff face. I can do that in Minecraft, look. It's the gates of the moon, wow! Now this is more like it. Shout out Westeros Craft, go look at it if you haven't, it's sick. Is Daemon still bugging out? He's still bugging out, okay. The Riverlords have answered Daemon's summons, with Oscar Tully returning from episode 4, but now as Lord of Riverrun following Grover Tully's totally normal and unsuspicious death. Oscar doesn't respect Daemon. His family have been wrangling difficult lords and ladies for generations. Houses like the Brackens and the Blackwoods are tied together only by their oath to the Tullys, and even that isn't enough sometimes.
Fuck the assize.
The Tullys' honour is what binds these people together, and Oscar, young as he is, knows this.
We recognize the authority of the named heir Queen Rhaenyra, and your own as her king consort.
His family swore an oath to serve Rhaenyra, so he does too, but he doesn't have to be happy about it. He overpowers Daemon here, reminding him of his status as consort, and politely scolding him for the shit job he's done.
It does seem to me that you've made rather a mess here, countenancing barbarities in the Queen's name.
I'm so sick of these people! You know!
They'll hate you.
Oh!
Daemon may hold all the physical power, but Oscar is the only one who can give Daemon what he wants, which is the Riverlands on Team Black. It's a small detail, but I like how different the Godswood looks to the first time we saw it because of Daemon's restoration project. The set design in general has been fucking crazy this season.
The Rivermen honor the old ways and abide by tradition. Here then is tradition.
I don't think Daemon can comprehend the intricacies of politics. In his mind, everyone should do what Oscar, and in turn himself, wants, like good little vassals. It barely crosses his mind that maybe the Riverlords wouldn't be cool with him after he set loose the Blackwoods to pillage Bracken lands.
There are things the crown itself must not be seen to do.
And just look at the difference in his face when he permits that versus when the consequences of it come back to bite him.
Aside from my own actions, what did I do to deserve this?
To prove his apology and secure the Riverlands, Oscar sentences Willem Blackwood to death, by Daemon's hand no less, and gives him a lesson into how to actually earn the respect of his subordinates while he's at it.
Yo, why is he looking at me like that? What's up, little bud? You got a staring problem, pal?
Like what, dude? He's just looking at you. He's a baby.
Look at his face. Dumb little face.
Stop.
By killing Willem, he's not only serving justice, but he's slaying that side of himself. Harrenhal has been one big therapy trip for Uncle Damon, and Willem is representative of his indulgent and violent ways. As Oscar says,
"You did it because you wanted to."
And he's not just talking to Willem.
You struck down a child.
It was a mistake.
Your Grace, I've been faithful.
I never wanted it. All that pain it caused. Do you want it still?
Nah, keep it, mate.
Viserys? Crusty and old, you gotta die. You're already dead. Dead.
The Queen has found a new rider for one of her dragons. The rider is your brother.
Don't care. Alan couldn't give a shit less about ambition and dragon riding. The guy just wants to chill on a boat all day, which is fair enough. I'd stay far away from this too.
I would make you my heir.
I am blood and fire. Driftmark must pass to salt and sea.
I am of salt and sea. I yearn for nothing else.
Huh? You thinking what I'm thinking? These baskets of fish are what Alan uses to smuggle messages to Elinda after Corlys gives him a stealth mission. Fish are one of the few things that King's Landing isn't lacking for, so it makes sense to hide the messages here. Elinda spreads the word around like wildfire. Rhaenyra wants dragon seeds. Come and try your hand at divine power. Word eventually reaches Ulf, who is apprehensive because
I can't be sure it's all true.
he claims to be the bastard son of Balon the Brave, making him half-brother to Daemon, but DNA tests aren't exactly a thing, so jumping on Dragonback may not be the best way to find out.
Why? Why for Ulf the Dragon Lord? Ulf the Dragon Lord!
The power of peer pressure and alcohol does prevail though, off to Dragonstone for you, Ulf. And surprise! Hugh is coming for the trip as well. Hugh is the son of Princess Sarah Targaryen, and thus the grandson of King Jaehaerys Targaryen.
She used to tell me I was no different to her brother's boys.
This means that he's cousin to Daemon and Viserys as well. Sarah Targaryen was estranged from her father for all of her life. She was rebellious and standoffish, getting into a number of sex scandals before eventually running across the Narrow Sea to become an incredibly wealthy brothel keeper. There's a pretty sweet irony to Vermithor, Jaehaerys' dragon, being claimed by the son of the daughter he disowned. Fun fact, on Jaehaerys' deathbed, he often mistook Alicent Hightower for Sarah. If I had a nickel for every time Alicent Hightower hung out with a dying king and somebody's identity was mistaken for another, I'd have 2 nickels or something? I don't really know.
Oh, they're confused.
Me too, bud. Sarah's scandals are only scandals because she's a woman. In Westeros, highborn men can afford to get away with this shit, but the women don't have that same luxury. Sarah actually had a decent claim to the throne at the Great Council, but decided to just not come home from Volantis, citing that she had a kingdom of her own. Good for her. Hey, you ever get sidetracked before? Unfortunately, Hugh's daughter passed away off screen. The king fell through on his promise of more funding for the blacksmiths, and a down on his luck Hugh only sees one path forward.
We would never want again if I claimed a dragon.
Let's go dragon claiming! Holy fucking shit, this was a terrible idea. Oh my god! Fortunately, nobody saw like 40 silver-haired people fleeing the city, and they've all arrived safely on Dragonstone, where the dragon keepers aren't exactly happy to see them. Much like Barty Kelty, the Dragon Keepers view this whole thing as an unholy charade. To sully something as pure and ancient as the dragons with impure blood is offensive to them. I can't do it, that guy's... wow. Rakilos Teo. Not bad. Jaehaerys also has some thoughts on this whole thing.
These people are courageous. Mongrels.
But Jaehaerys, did you forget that you're a bastard as well? Oh.
Her children are bastards!
A lifetime of suppressing your identity and the cultural shame around bastards in high society has given you an internalized self-hatred? Sad.
What else would you have me do?
The thing is, Jace is completely right here. The bastards are diluting the blood of the dragon, and they are a potential threat to the succession, but Rhaenyra has no other choice. Without them, they will lose. Sometimes all parties can be correct, but compromise is never easy.
Did you think I would have dark hair? When you took Harwin Strong into your bed, did you think I might favour him, or did it not cross your mind?
It's heartbreaking to see all this finally come out of Jacaerys. He never asks anything of his mother, so this one request to please not do what she's about to do comes from deep, deep down, and it's laced with complicated feelings of shame and anger. It's equally heartbreaking to see the look on Rhaenyra's face, knowing that she can't grant her son's request. Her council has warned her, the Dragon Keepers have scorned her, and her son has begged her not to do this. But there's only one queen, and Rhaenyra's the one calling the shots. Now that's the fucking queen. It's good to have you back. The titular Red Sowing is S tier through and through. I'm gonna gush, so apologies in advance. The slow reveal of Vermithor from the shadow, Emma's High Valyrian? Oh my god. And seriously, just listen to this.
I gotta tell you, it was perfect. Perfect.
It really reminds me of the moment when Paul rides the Sandworm in Dune. In spite of everything that's been levied against her and all of the doubt, Rhaenyra is a Targaryen, blood of the dragon thick and thin. Rhaenyra's kindness has seeped into Daemon, and likewise Daemon's violence has seeped into Rhaenyra. It's time to lock 40 people in the garage with Vermithor now. Yeah, just because Rhaenyra did it doesn't mean that you guys can. The guy first in line is called Silver Daenys, and in the book, he claims to be a descendant of Maegor the Cruel. Not like it fucking matters, he gets burned alive in both versions. Locking dozens of people in a room with an angry nuke isn't very cash money of Rhaenyra, but it does work. I wonder if Hugh saw this younger girl and was reminded of his daughter that he lost in this moment. The combination of paternal instinct and adrenaline are a hell of a thing, and it's this show of confidence slash selflessness that likely caught Vermy's eye. Dragons are of course vibes-based creatures, and Vermithor is rocking with Hugh, and with a beard like that, who wouldn't? Goddamn. I love how you can see Silverwing coiled up in the background of this scene. Oh my god, she looks so fucking cool. Dragons and their riders often share personality traits, so the playful Silverwing being attracted to Ulf is not too surprising. I've seen an idea floating around that maybe Silverwing thinks that Ulf came out of her egg, but come on guys, they're clearly not related. Do you think she's stupid? Oh yeah, her and Vermithor are dating, by the way. They're like properly boyfriend-girlfriend. Which is good because now that Rhaenys has been incinerated, we need another happy couple on the show. Silverwing's old rider was Queen Alysanne, the wife of Jaehaerys. And they were just so in love that their dragons were too. Watching any more of these things die is going to break my fucking heart, I'm not ready for it. Ulf takes Silverwing on a joyride, or maybe Silverwing takes Ulf? It's not entirely clear whether this was an intentional move to bait Vhagar into a 3v1 or not, but regardless, it's fucking epic. Vhagar even seems to sense Aemon's coming, with Caraxes responding in a pretty similar way to Daemon. These creatures are so beautiful and detailed in every aspect that it makes me very happy. It's clear that a lot of love and time went into bringing these creatures to life, and it's all paid off throughout this season. There are times when I forget that I'm not looking at a real thing, it's crazy. Aemon takes the bait and chases Silverwing to Dragonstone, which, yeah, it's right there. If you hadn't figured it out yet, King's Landing and Dragonstone are right next to each other.
Fucking bitch, yeah, get his ass, fucking pussy! Try the fuck again, bitch! Try the fuck again!
9 out of 10. See you next week. Ooh, last episode. Exciting. If you're enjoying this series so far, please let me know down below what else you'd like to see me cover afterwards, whether it's more Westeros related stuff or something different entirely. I'd appreciate it a lot. Bye.